Here's the latest story making rounds online. Ryan Reynolds has become the focus of fresh speculation as rumors continue to swirl about Blake Lively, and the controversy surrounding it ends with us. According to online claims, the situation involving Justin Baldoni has raised new questions about what may have happened behind the scenes during production. After months of publicly supporting Blake, Ryan has remained largely silent, but ongoing rumors continue to fuel discussion about their relationship and the impact of the controversy. None of these claims have been confirmed by those involved, yet they have kept fans and commentators closely following every new development.
At moments where people have, done stuff that's like just so unthinkable, and I tend to make jokes about it, but on the inside, I'm sort of dying.
From the very beginning, reports and accounts from alleged insiders, the situation on the New Jersey production reportedly became uncomfortable early in filming. These claims suggest that Blake developed an unusually strong focus on Justin that appeared to go far beyond a typical professional working relationship. Sources alleged she frequently sought opportunities to spend extra time with him, creating interactions that some crew members reportedly found awkward. Rather than what witnesses described as harmless flirting, several accounts claimed her behavior began crossing professional boundaries, making it increasingly difficult for Justin to work comfortably. Crew members allegedly noticed that she consistently sought his attention and, according to these reports, sometimes arranged circumstances that allowed them to be alone together away from the rest of the cast and crew. Insiders claimed this atmosphere created discomfort for people simply trying to do their jobs. One allegation that attracted particular attention involved claims that Blake contacted Justin directly instead of following normal production channels. Reports state she allegedly invited him to her private New York City penthouse late one evening, asking him to come by himself to discuss the film. Justin, who was married, reportedly felt uneasy about the invitation, and is said to have shared his concerns with members of his team, believing the situation crossed important professional limits and could negatively affect the workplace. According to these accounts, Justin also worried he was being placed in situations where declining close interaction might make him appear rude or uncooperative, while agreeing to participate could create an entirely different set of problems. Because the film involved physically demanding scenes, reports claim he requested the use of body doubles whenever possible in order to maintain clear professional boundaries. Sources further allege that he even messaged his representative at William Morris Endeavor, emphasizing his desire for additional safeguards. Supporters of Justin argue that these reported communications demonstrate he was actively trying to preserve professional distance, while Blake was allegedly the one pushing those boundaries. They believe this interpretation directly conflicts with the version of events later presented in her legal complaint, which portrayed her as the victim of inappropriate conduct. Critics of Blake have also claimed she declined the use of a stunt double for certain scenes because she preferred to remain directly involved, although those allegations remain disputed. According to several reports and online discussions, the controversy surrounding the production continued to grow as more behind-the-scenes claims surfaced. Some insiders alleged that Blake was determined to personally perform the film's intimate scenes instead of relying on a body double. Supporters of Justin interpreted that decision as another example of her wanting greater involvement in those sequences, while others argued it was simply an artistic choice made by an actor committed to the role. Whatever the motivation, the decision quickly became another point of debate. Reports also claim Justin became increasingly uneasy as filming progressed. According to sources familiar with the situation, he allegedly sent a message to his agent on December 30th expressing concern that he felt he was being placed in situations that could later be misunderstood or misrepresented. Those who support Justin believe the message demonstrates that he was actively trying to protect himself and maintain professional boundaries throughout production. The reported disagreements didn't stop with personal interactions. Sources further allege that creative differences began affecting the production itself. They claim Blake challenged several of Justin's planned storyboards and pushed for changes to the way certain intimate scenes would be filmed. Critics argued those decisions should have remained within the director's creative process, while others viewed them as normal collaboration between key members of a production. Regardless, the disagreements reportedly added even more tension behind the scenes. Wardrobe choices also became part of the discussion. According to reports, Blake requested specific costume details for certain scenes, including fishnet stockings underneath pajamas. Some commentators argued those choices complicated the choreography of physically close scenes, while others believed they were simply creative styling decisions. Like many other aspects of the production, opinions remained sharply divided. The conversation expanded further when Thomas Cannistraro, who reportedly worked as Justin's body double, publicly discussed his experience on set. He described an atmosphere that he personally found uncomfortable during filming. Supporters of Justin point to his comments as evidence that the tension extended beyond a disagreement between two individuals. They argue that when multiple people describe a similar working environment, the concerns become more difficult to dismiss, although the broader allegations remain disputed. According to various reports, Ryan Reynolds eventually stepped into the situation after learning about the growing controversy. Sources claim he organized urgent meetings involving Sony executives in an effort to address the escalating issues and help manage the fallout. People familiar with those alleged meetings describe them as tense, with everyone attempting to determine how best to move the production forward while protecting those involved. Reports also suggest Ryan became involved creatively by offering revisions to portions of It Ends With Us. That claim sparked criticism from some observers, who questioned whether someone without an official writing role should influence the screenplay. Others argued that it is not uncommon for actors or producers to provide creative input during filmmaking. Regardless of which view people accepted, the alleged involvement only fueled additional public debate. The discussion then shifted to Ryan and Blake's own relationship timeline, a topic that has generated speculation for years. While the couple has consistently maintained that their romance developed after they became friends, longtime rumors have claimed they appeared unusually close while Ryan was still married to Scarlett Johansson. Unverified accounts from people who allegedly saw them together in New York continued to circulate online, leading some to question when their relationship truly began. Although those claims have never been conclusively established, they remain part of the broader public conversation and continue to resurface whenever new controversy surrounding the couple emerges. According to commentators and online discussions surrounding the controversy, some people have revisited Blake's past relationships and public history in an attempt to identify patterns in her personal and professional life. Critics argue that the current dispute did not emerge in isolation, but instead reflects behavior they believe has been visible for years. Supporters of Blake, however, strongly reject those interpretations and view them as unfair attempts to rewrite past events through the lens of a present controversy. The conversation often begins with Ryan Reynolds and Scarlett Johansson's marriage. Following Ryan and Scarlett's divorce in 2011, Ryan quickly moved forward with Blake, a development that fueled speculation and tabloid coverage at the time. Various reports claimed that Scarlett felt hurt by how rapidly the relationship progressed, while rumors circulated suggesting that Ryan and Blake may have grown close before his marriage officially ended. Those claims have never been conclusively proven, but they have remained part of celebrity gossip discussions for years. Critics have also pointed to Blake's previous relationships with actors and co-stars, arguing that many of her romances developed within the entertainment industry. Before achieving worldwide fame, she dated Kelly Blatz, a childhood friend who was also pursuing an acting career. Because they had known each other for years, most observers viewed that relationship as relatively ordinary. However, some commentators believe it marked the beginning of a trend in which Blake's personal relationships frequently overlapped with her professional life. Her relationship with Penn Badgley during the height of Gossip Girl became one of Hollywood's most talked about romances. The show's popularity was boosted by fan interest in their off-screen relationship, and many entertainment outlets highlighted the couple as part of the series' appeal. After they eventually separated, reports emerged claiming they kept the breakup private for an extended period while continuing to work together. The situation has often been cited as an example of the challenges actors face when personal relationships become intertwined with highly public careers. Following that chapter, Blake was linked to Ryan Gosling, with media outlets documenting their public appearances and dates. While the relationship was relatively brief, it generated significant attention because both stars were among Hollywood's most recognizable young celebrities. Soon afterward came her widely publicized romance with Leonardo DiCaprio. Photographs of the pair vacationing across Europe dominated entertainment headlines and further elevated Blake's profile on the global celebrity stage. Critics argue that these high-profile relationships contributed to an image of Blake as someone who often formed connections with powerful and influential figures in the entertainment world. They claim the controversy involving Justin Baldoni is simply the latest example in a much larger narrative. Supporters of Blake, on the other hand, maintain that such arguments rely heavily on speculation and unfair assumptions rather than verified facts. The debate intensified dramatically when legal action entered the picture. In December 2024, Blake filed a formal complaint and lawsuit against Justin Baldoni and entities associated with the production. The complaint included allegations regarding workplace conduct and the environment on set. Justin and his supporters strongly disputed those claims, arguing that the situation was being portrayed inaccurately and that key facts were being overlooked. As a result, the dispute quickly evolved from an industry controversy into a highly public legal battle. The lawsuit also attracted attention because of the significant financial resources involved. Reports indicated that millions of dollars could ultimately be spent on legal representation, public relations efforts, and related proceedings. Commentators on both sides viewed this as evidence that the conflict had grown far beyond a disagreement between co-workers and had become a major reputational battle with potentially lasting consequences for everyone involved. As public scrutiny intensified, reports emerged that Blake assembled a team of prominent attorneys and crisis management professionals to help navigate the growing controversy. Supporters viewed this as a standard response to a high-profile legal dispute, while critics argued it demonstrated how serious and far-reaching the conflict had become. Regardless of perspective, the case continued to dominate entertainment headlines, with each new filing, statement, and allegation adding another layer to an already complicated and heavily debated story.